US President Donald Trump said the United States will send more weapons to Ukraine on Monday. The decision, announced during a meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, comes just days after the Pentagon paused key arms deliveries to Kyiv, citing concerns about falling stockpiles.
We're going to send some more weapons. We have to. They have to be able to defend themselves. They're getting hit very hard now. They're getting hit very hard. We're going to have to send more weapons. Yeah, defensive weapons, primarily.
Trump also said that he was disappointed and not happy about the fact that Russian leader Vladimir Putin has not stopped his war yet on Ukraine, and that this war would never have happened if he had been president. Last week, Trump held separate calls with both Putin and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky.
Russian Transport Minister Roman Starovoyt was found dead near Moscow just hours after President Vladimir Putin fired him. Domestic media reported that Starovoyt died in an apparent suicide. The Kremlin provided no specific details for his dismissal, but it came following massive disruptions of Russian civilian airspace caused by Ukrainian drone raids. Over the weekend, almost 500 flights ended up getting cancelled. That's according to the Russian Federal Aviation Agency. The agency added that in total, from early Saturday morning until Monday morning, roughly 1,900 flights were delayed.
Donald Trump's threat over Greenland isn't done and over yet, Denmark has warned, even if the prospect of a military invasion remains improbable. Denmark says it's ready to deepen cooperation with Washington to strengthen the security of Greenland and explore business opportunities to exploit its deposits of critical raw materials. But Copenhagen insists the conversation on Greenland must never be about annexation, as the American president has publicly suggested.
Well, we are still working to figure out what is actually the true American ambition. I mean, we realize, and I think we share the opinion, that the security situation in Arctic has changed. And we are ready to, and by we I mean the Kingdom of Denmark, the government in Greenland and Denmark are ready to cooperate with the American government to accommodate that. So if it's about security, it's about access to raw materials, it's about closer business relations, people-to-people contact, etc. We are ready to do our part. If it's an ideological vision about, enlarging the American territory, there's absolutely no way we can accommodate that, of course.
Early this year, Trump sent shockwaves across Europe when he said the United States would control Greenland one way or the other, refusing to rule out the possibility of military force. The threat of annexation prompted an outpour of solidarity and support, including from French President Emmanuel Macron. Donald Trump's threat to seize Greenland has rattled the European Union, but Denmark is confident that beyond Trump's incendiary words, there could be room for a compromise. Still, diplomacy with the White House is, as today, very unreliable, so Copenhagen might be taking a very big leap of faith. Jorge Liboreiro, Euronews, Aarhus.
European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen defended her presidency against a motion of censure tabled by the radical right of the European Parliament. Von der Leyen said the motion was trying to drive a wedge between pro-European political groups in the Parliament. She vowed to, quote, never let extremists rewrite history.
We can all make our own judgments about the merits of the motion in front of us. It is taken right from the oldest playbook of extremists. Polarizing society, eroding trust in democracy, with false claims about election meddling, attempting to rewrite the history.
The censure motion was tabled by a Romanian MP and co-signed by 77 lawmakers. It includes several accusations, including the non-disclosure of private text messages with the CEO of vaccine maker Pfizer, bypassing Parliament for the approval of a defense loan program, and alleged interference in elections in Germany and Romania. Von der Leyen refuted the accusations as false claims and defended the management of the pandemic as a true form of European solidarity.
Imagine that as a mother you have just given birth and then your baby is being taken away from you into critical care, and the doctors just tell you, well, there's a few tests that we need to do, and then the baby has malaria, which can, as you know, be deadly, particularly in very small infants. And then you're being told, well, we are going to try to treat your baby, but there's currently no approved and tested medicine out there that is appropriate for this baby, and we need to crush tablets, and we hopefully will get it right. So that's sort of the gap that existed and still exists until we bring this medicine to the marketplace. And Coartem Baby is based on the well-established Coartem. We have treated more than 1.1 billion patients over the last 25 years with this medicine, but the newborns are immature in terms of their ability to metabolize certain medicines. Then through modeling, we realized that because it's a fixed dose combination of two ingredients, that we had to change the ratio, because otherwise you would underdose with one of the ingredients or overdose with the other ingredient. There is 30 million babies born every year in malaria endemic countries, and essentially every one of those is a potential target for malaria infections. So it's hard for us to see how many patients will benefit in the end, but there is a potential that no matter how big or small it is, we felt saving lives in newborns is worth the development effort that we are making.
Accord is for couples and families who simply want less stress and more harmony in their day-to-day lives. And there's a really interesting sociology study showing that when families divide chores more fairly, each family member's stress levels reduce drastically, and communication improves. And this eventually leads to happier relationships and better relationships. already seen among Accord users that the gap has shrunk dramatically for the people using the app. So before Accord, these women were generally doing twice as much as men did. And with Accord, the gap has been reduced by 60% if we look at the gender balance. So it's not like all the way there, but we see a huge improvement there, which is really fun for us.
Jag tycker att det har blivit en jättestor skillnad. Nu finns det tydliga uppgifter som är fördelade och alla har själv tagit ansvar för att de ska ta det här. Jag slipper ju vara projektledaren och vara den som initierar hela tiden. Kan du plocka i diskmaskinen? Kan du göra det? Kan du göra det? Så nu kan barnen och min sambo göra saker utan att jag behöver vara den som initierar det.